Speaking tips. It is important to speak naturally during the test. Here are some tips. Speak at a normal speed like you would during a conversation. Speak like you are talking to a person on the phone. There is no need to speak too carefully or slowly. Speak at a normal volume, not too loud or too soft.
Before you start the test, we need to hear you speak, so we'll give you a question. Listen to the question, then give your answer. You have 30 seconds to answer this question. Try to speak for as long as you can. If you had the choice, would you choose to spend a year in a very warm location or in a very cold location? Explain why.
Part A. Reading. Please read the sentences as you are instructed. Please read sentence 1. Now read sentence 2. Now please read sentence 3. Now read sentence 4. Now read sentence 5. Please read sentence 6. Now read sentence 7. Now read sentence 8. Part B. Repeat. Please repeat each sentence that you hear. For example, a voice says,
Leave town on the next train.
and you say,
Leave town on the next train.
We hope to sell a lot in Japan.
I need help with the new printer.
Your business cards should arrive soon.
We have the resources to get the job done.
I'm not sure that I understand your directions.
It looks like everyone is gone for the morning.
Is it all right with you if we come later?
Send out these invoices before Friday.
You can borrow the book, but bring it back when you're finished.
Let's surprise him with a birthday cake.
Babysitting will be provided by the older children.
This blanket will keep you comfortable on cool nights.
Current stock prices are now available over the phone.
Students have commented about the increasing amount of homework.
Late charges will be added after the 10th. Operating expenses for the year were higher than the budget allowed.
Part C. Questions. Now, please just give a simple answer to the questions. For example, a voice says,
Would you get water from a bottle or a newspaper?
and you say,
A bottle.
or,
From a bottle.
Should Jack put on a sweater or turn off the heat if it's chilly in his flat?
Currently, Tom is unemployed. Is he working in a factory or reading the classified ads?
What flash of light in the sky is often followed by thunder?
If something is flexible, is it more likely to bend or to break under pressure? Which is easier to tie in a knot, rope or meat? Brian is going for a swim. What should he bring to dry himself off with?
Are lawyers usually involved in lawsuits or landscaping?
Would a pilot fly a jet or drive a bus?
Cheese is made from which dairy product?
Is a blouse a flower or clothing?
What common instrument do you use to look at things that are very tiny?
Julie was amazed by the astronomical car prices. Were they low or were they high?
Isabella just turned 102. Is she young or old?
Do you put polish on your socks or on your shoes?
In a room, would a person use a towel or a carpet to cover the floor?
What animal is known for its trunk and big ears?
Are paintings a type of art or a type of fire?
What common substance can a person put in coffee to make it sweeter?
What vocal sound is usually made in response to something funny?
When someone gets good news, do you offer them congratulations or sympathy?
Which has more legs, a snake or a bird? Did Frank cover his walls with walnuts or with wallpaper?
Jamie wants to go scuba diving. Should he go to the ocean or the market?
Is a train early or late if it's running behind schedule?
Part D. Sentence builds. Now please rearrange the word groups into a sentence. For example, a voice says,
Was reading. My mother. Her favorite magazine.
and you say,
My mother was reading her favorite magazine.
Must have been. Totally confused. Richard. Her new job. She was starting to like. This one. Try. In the kitchen. John should clean up the mess. He couldn't understand. Was no longer working. Why his television? Put. Right here. That vase. Behind the tree. The witness. Noticed a person. Home. Send him. If he doesn't behave.
Than expected. Lasted longer. Our meeting.
Just in case. Tony brought his tools. He needed them.
Part E. Story retellings. You will hear 3 brief stories. Each story will be spoken once, followed by a beep. When you hear the beep, you will have 30 seconds to retell the story in English. Try to retell as much of the story as you can, including the situation, characters, actions, and ending. You will hear another beep at the end of the 30 seconds.
Philip was outside cutting the grass near the street one day. It had rained recently, and there was still a lot of water on the street. While Philip was cutting the grass, a car drove by very quickly and sprayed water all over Philip. Philip wondered why the driver did that and was somewhat upset. Then the driver turned around and came back to say he was sorry to Philip. Philip was surprised and felt better.
Christina likes to play outside with her dog. One day when they were playing, her dog ran through her neighbor's yard when the sprinklers came on.
The dog got very wet and he ran back to Christina very quickly. The dog shook off all the water right onto Christina, and so she got wet too. Christina was angry until the dog licked her face. Then she felt better, and they went inside to dry off.
Stephen decided to go fishing so he could catch some fish. He brought his net and his fishing rod to the river and began to fish. After almost an hour, he still hadn't caught anything. Then he discovered that he forgot to put bait on the hook to attract the fish. He put a worm on the hook and after that caught several fish.
Part F. Open questions. You will hear 2 questions about family life or personal choices. Each question will be spoken twice, followed by a beep. When you hear the beep, you will have 40 seconds to answer the question. You will hear another beep at the end of the 40 seconds.
Describe a person who has had a large impact on your life. In what way has this person changed your life? Describe a person who has had a large impact on your life. In what way has this person changed your life? Computers have become very important in the last few decades. Do you think the use of computers has made life easier, or have computers made life more complicated? Please explain. Computers have become very important in the last few decades. Do you think the use of computers has made life easier, or have computers made life more complicated? Please explain.
This is the end of the test. If you wish, you may continue and answer the following questions about yourself. These questions will not affect your test results. If you do not want to answer the questions, just click Next. Thank you for taking the Versant test.